Hi, welcome to A Walk in the Carpenter Shop. I'm Jeff Dixon, and I'm going to walk with you for just a couple of minutes and share with you a thought or two that might help you go deeper in your walk with Christ. In the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 3, there's a phrase there that's really interesting. It says, "For you are still carnal." What does that mean? Let me illustrate that for you this way. Not too long ago, there was a man in Louisville, Kentucky, who stole a credit card from a woman at the church when he noticed that her purse was open. So after it was stolen, of course, they called the police. Authorities soon caught up with the man. He was using the card he had stolen at a Christian bookstore to buy 10 copies of the Bible study entitled "Moving Beyond Your Past." Now think about that and wind that all together somehow. We don't know about the thief's spiritual condition, but we do know that many Christians don't move far beyond their past. They come to know Christ, but they never grow. There's never any maturity that takes place. There's nothing that ever happens. When spiritual growth is sparse or non-existent, Paul uses the word that he just used in 1 Corinthians chapter 3 to talk about that. He says they are carnal. In other words, a carnal person is saved in spirit and dwelled, but they're still controlled and dominated by their own life. Someone said it this way: the Holy Spirit is a resident, not the president. Lot is one of those Old Testament examples of that. He was enamored with the world, and he pitched his tent, according to the Bible, towards Sodom. Soon he was in Sodom, sitting at the gate, wrapped up in materialism and everything else that was happening there in that city. A lot of people wonder what happened to Lot, and we know how the story turns out, but you have to read all the way through the Bible, all the way to 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 7, before you find out that Lot was a believer in God. If you want to indict a lot of people in this world for the evidence of their being a Christian, sometimes that evidence is hard to find. And so the challenge is this: don't be carnal. In other words, make sure there's enough evidence in your life that there's been a change because Jesus has come in. How does that happen? Well, it's the simple things. You know what I'm going to say. You're going to spend time in prayer. You're going to spend time in His Word. You're going to spend time connecting to the family of God. But when you do, the evidence is clear. You begin to change from the inside out, and you become different. There are lots and lots in the world. Don't be like that. Be more like Jesus and grow in Him. Until next time, thanks for joining me for A Walk in the Carpenter Shop.